Hi, FCA. With it being the start of the Lenten season, I always reflect on growing up and what the Lenten season was for our family and how we always gave up a couple of items. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit today. For those who aren't familiar, Lent is a period of 40 days during which Christians remember the events leading up to and including the death of Jesus Christ. And of course, Jesus is the foundations of Christianity. So I'm a history teacher. So the word Lent actually comes from an old English word from lengthen. And that's because this is a time of the year when the days start to get longer, as of course we're approaching summer. So Lent is a time for reflection and asking for forgiveness. When Christians, are preparing to celebrate Jesus's resurrection and of course the feast of Easter, which comes at the very end of the Lenten season. So we have the beginning, which is Ash Wednesday, and then the 40 days before dying on the cross. And so Christians tend to believe that the Lenten season is a sign of sacrifice and self-discipline to represent Jesus's sacrifice when he went into the desert to pray for the 40 days. And, in the Bible's New Testament, while Jesus was there, Satan had tempted him to turn away from God and worship, Satan instead. But of course, we know Jesus refused to, which this is also why people might choose to give something up. It's to test your own self-discipline. So I think of, growing up, my family, initially they always required us. We had to give something up, and I remember being a third grader and I had just gotten my Valentine's candy. And then we always gave up popping candy when we were little for Lent and just being disappointed, and wanting to sneak the candy, and all of those things. And then as I got older, when I got to high school and, I listened at church about what the Lenten season meant. And then thinking about what do I really want to give up? What will maybe be difficult? And then I also thought about, and growing up, when I got to college, it just wasn't about, I'd always give something up, but then what can I do maybe to also better myself, and the world around me? Maybe sometimes I would add something in during this season as well. So I would give something up, but then I would add something that would help, make my life a little more meaningful, and always to practice that self-discipline as well. So just something I want you to think about is maybe what would you want to give up or what would you want to add this year during the Lenten season? If you end up committing to something, why don't you put it on Google Classroom in the thread with this video, because it's also good to hold yourself accountable with others as well. So when you make it public, and you say it to others, it kind of can help keep you on track. So consider giving something up and adding something as well. And then please consider sharing it with the rest of the FCA. Thank you.